Yes.
Hello and welcome to another Silver Sages Sharing Stories. Today I'm speaking with Lauren Postans, an exercise physiologist who I've known for some years. Lauren's doing all sorts of interesting things with her life now, so I thought we'd catch up and have a chat on this rainy afternoon in Brisbane. Hi Lauren, great to see you.
Thanks, Jenny. Yes, it's great to be here. We've had a few technical issues, but we finally got it working. Fingers crossed.
Indeed. So I first met you as an exercise physiologist, but I know you've done a lot of different things with that. Tell me about the aspects of the work that you most enjoyed as an exercise physiologist.
I think, Jenny, I've always been the type of person that wanted to make a difference to other people's lives. And so I started my career within nursing because it was something that I could do, and then I progressed on to study exercise physiology. There was a long, convoluted way to get there, but I managed to do that. And it's still because I want to help people have their best life. I want to help people to experience genuinely brilliant health, fitness, and that's now morphed into more of as I said, best life, so an abundance of everything in your life.
Fabulous. Just thinking about your work as an exercise physiologist, What aspect of that are you most proud of?
Oh my goodness, there's so many. I love helping people to regain their strength and fitness and functional ability. It's like working as an engineer with someone's body. I really enjoy it when I get people that come to see me and there's a part of them that's broken in that they may have muscular problems or back problems, or they may have been in an accident. It may be a workforce type of accident, and being able to help them to regain and recover from that injury and get back to the life that they had, get back to their normal functioning self is, I love that part of it, so that they can experience, their best life again, because otherwise, they would be staying back and being limited by their physical ability. So it's helping people to not only physically but also mentally get to a place where they want to be, because there's a lot of mental stuff that goes along with that, and I really enjoy that aspect of the exercise physiology work, is to help people to understand how their body works and how to shift their mindset to get the best out of their body. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I know you do that so very well. I recall a few years ago, maybe it's only a couple of years ago, that your desire to change your role to still be an exercise physiologist, but a different role within that, took you to a fairly interesting adventure. Would you like to share that story?
Interesting is one word, Jenny. I could call it a lot of different things.
Should we start with an apology to anyone who's listening or watching who comes from the area she's about to speak of?
I will start by saying that I am eternally grateful for the experience that I had, because it brought me to new awakenings and new learnings and new realizations. So I am very grateful for the experience. However, I do get some anxiety thinking about where I was as well. I decided I needed a change, and I've got 3 sons and they're all getting on with their lives. I had 2 very young grandchildren, and I decided that I wanted to have an adventure. I guess I was a little bored at work. I needed a new challenge. And because I've always said I like to live an extraordinary life, not an ordinary life. And so a position came up, and it was a good position. It was a national manager for the exercise physiology division for a large physiotherapy allied health clinic. They were Australia-wide. And so I jumped at that because I thought, well, this would be a good career move. I'll put some super aside and things like that, having always worked for myself before. And then they said, well, you've got to go, the catch is you've got to go to Kalgoorlie for 12 months. And I thought, it's only 12 months. 12 months will go by really, really quickly. So I looked at the adventure. I looked at that side of it. Jenny, as you know, I'm a sailor and I like to be near the water, but I thought it's only 12 months and I can hop down to Esperance. So I did the trip over there. I drove over and got to Kalgoorlie and found the place where I was working, found somewhere to live, and essentially I hated it. And
don't hold back, Lauren.
But dare not tell a Kalgoorlie person or a Cal person that you hate it, because they would just immediately wipe you out of their vision completely. So I had to be I learned very quickly, not to say that you hated it. I was told by some people that I was working with that to give it 3 months and then you'll love it. So I was hanging out for this 3 months. I tried everything. I did everything. I joined every club. I can be quite, I'm out there and an extrovert, and I did. So within a week, I was on the committee for the Wine Appreciation Society. I was going to art things. I was doing everything and meeting people, but I was still very alone. I still felt that once you've done the touristy things and joined the committees and that, there was essentially nowhere to go. The people I worked with were all very young with small children. They weren't having me over for barbecues. There was no going to the local bar for a drink after work on a Friday. None of that happened. And it challenged me. It challenged me massively. And after 3 months came, and I thought, well, I should be liking it now, and I didn't. And so I felt very disappointed in myself because I didn't suddenly like it after 3 months. And then that changed as well to thinking, hang on, everybody that still hated it after 3 months, they've left. The only ones still there are the ones that did like it after 3 months. So then I got a little bit easier with myself and thought, no, look, this is okay. I can still do this. I did some Salt Lake sailing. I hit goals. I achieved amazing things for the clinic. Had new experiences, met some amazing people, but my personal values were not being honoured. And that was my realisation, and that was the gift that Kalgoorlie gave me.
You had left your boys and their partners and their babies at a very crucial time in their lives.
I know.
That must have really torn your heart out.
It did, Jenny, and I knew that I wasn't particularly happy there, but I was making the most of it. But my sons brought me home for my birthday. I'd been there about 5 months. My sons brought me back from Kalgoorlie, from Western Australia, in the desert. If your listeners don't know where Kalgoorlie is, it's in the middle of the desert. It's gold mining. Love the history of Kalgoorlie, but if it wasn't for the gold, it wouldn't be there. There's no water. And so my sons brought me home for my birthday, and it was beautiful. And I got on the plane to go back to Kalgoorlie, and I sat there and I sobbed. I sobbed my heart out, and I realised that the important things in my life was not the career. It was not necessarily the adventure of going to new places and that. My values, the heart and soul of my life was my family, and I needed to be back there. So as soon as I got back, I started looking for some work back on the East Coast, and that happened pretty quickly.
And now you're back here on the East Coast, and you're involved in some entrepreneurial venture, I believe.
I'm pivoting, Jenny. You know that.
Pivoting.
You do things like this.
We're all supposed to be pivoting.
Pivoting. I guess I've always looked at wanting to do more online business, online coaching, online affiliate marketing, online webinars, e-courses, all sorts of things like that, because I've got so much knowledge and I just want to make a difference to people's lives, and I want to share. And so every day I wake up and think, how can I add value to someone else's life? So I'm heading down the track of, again, looking at my values. My values include choice and freedom and abundance, but you've still got to, you've still got to make money to make all that work. So so that's what I've pivoted to, is to yes, changing my life again and still honouring my values, but moving towards the online business, because what I found out is that I can have an effect on such a greater amount of people if I do it that way, as opposed to one-on-one. When you're working on...
What type of business did you decide to get into?
It's an affiliate marketing business. It resonates with my values. It's health related, so the product is health related, but essentially it's about helping anybody who is online, anybody who is trying to have a business online. We have a platform that's going to support you and give you all of the education. So it's not just one thing. It's a whole, basically it's an education platform. So anybody that is trying to do some business online, this platform will teach you how to do that. All those things that you're not sure about, like social marketing and how to, how to do Instagram and how to attract people, how to be authentic. Because it's changing. Everything is changing, especially with COVID, and because so many more people, when COVID started, the amount of people looking for online business increased by 600%.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Because you can take it wherever you go. It gives you that freedom. And
I know, Lauren, when I first started to do online work about 12 or so years ago, I used to tell people.
Yes.
There was a sense of that I was doing something almost unprofessional and I shouldn't be doing it.
Mm-hmm.
That the whole attitude has changed so much as people have realised the fabulous opportunities that they can have through something like that. So what was it about that particular type of company that appealed to you and your values, which are so important to you?
It's authentic. It certainly resonated with my values because of the authenticity, the support, the group of people that are there supporting you every day and challenging you every day is amazing. So it's not like you just think, I'll do this and I'll make some money and this will be really good. And then you're left in the dark. This particular business, there is so much support. I'm in the middle of a 90-day mastermind program, and they challenge you every day to get out of your comfort zone. And so that I love. And as I said, the actual the specific product that I that I use, it's a high ticket item, but it's very health related, and that resonates with me as well because it is health related and it does make a difference to your life. And then of course there's the income side of it too, which is fairly amazing. But I think more so it's about teaching you how to supporting that living an extraordinary life and guiding you along the way.
Have you found any challenges in getting involved with this?
Oh, yes. Massive amount of challenges. And like you, Jenny, when I started, I didn't tell my family and my friends that this is what I was doing, because you know, you get the people that knock you back, that say, oh, that's just, you know, that's just pyramid selling, that's multi-level, that, and you think, but there's nothing, you know, everything is affiliate marketing, everything is multi-level marketing, everything, you know, somebody makes something and that person doesn't necessarily sell it, you know, it's, everything has stages in between.
Yeah.
So I had to move beyond that. And I think a lot of that, Jenny, comes from I had to really look at my self-worth. I knew that I had a lot of blocks around my self-worth. And so I was putting barriers up of, you don't deserve this, you can't do this, don't be silly, you'll just play the game, you've tried it before and it hasn't worked. So I had all those blocks and I had to deal with that. And I really, what I found and what this business has taught me is that the more you work on yourself, the easier things become, and you start but really believing in what you're doing and the message. And really, I've got this little thing that's happening in my head the last couple of months. I realized that I was not being the person that I needed to be in order to be the person I wanted to be. And I needed, and it was like, oh my God, it was a huge awakening for myself, because I'm used to saying to people, this is what you need to do, this is who you need to be in order to get there. But I wasn't doing that. So I wasn't being authentic to myself. And I found that I needed to step back and do the work on myself. And this is all within the business as well. Do the work on myself and really understand where those beliefs came from, with the help of people, other people within the business, understand where those beliefs came from, and really step into my own belief about me, and actually being the person and not just pretending to be.
That's so true of so many of us. And I think that the more you challenge yourself, the more of the blockages you find. I don't know anyone who's involved in working for themselves in particular who hasn't gone through all that sort of thing and doesn't continue to go through it all the time.
Exactly, and more blockages come up all the time. And so I'll write them down, and it'll be like noticing, thinking, oh, that's a strange thought. Where did that thought come from? I must look at that later on, and I'll write it down and get back to it later and think, yes, where did that come from? You know, where was that lurking? And let's deal with it.
Yes, and when you're busily employed by somebody else and just doing the things that you have to do, it's quite easy to just ignore those things, just push them aside, because you are, in a sense, you're playing a role. Whereas when you're in your own business, and particularly this kind of business where you're on a video, online, writing from the heart, etc., you can't be anything but authentic. If you are, it's very obvious to people.
Absolutely. And I think now that more and more, now that this is all evolving, the online business is evolving, you know, gone are the days where you can just write some copy and put up an ad on Facebook or whatever and hope people see through that. You know, people want to, they need to know, like, love and trust.
Yeah.
And connect, absolutely. And it's like you're bringing what you need to be, your authentic self, so that you're attracting other people that are attracted to you. And I find that when you're being your authentic true self and you, then that's the people that see you and they go, oh, I like that. I like a glass of wine. Lauren likes to have a glass of wine. I like to have a glass of wine too. Or Lauren likes to say, I like to do that too. Or you know, Lauren has got a couple of science degrees, so I might trust in what she says. So, and they'll have a little look, and then they just gravitate towards you. So by the time they come into your team or your tribe or whatever you want to call it, they know you, even though you've never met them. They know you, and you know them, and they're the people that you want to work with, because there
So
is
now, so now you're really working a portfolio career. You're still doing some of your exercise science work, but you also are doing this work. What sort of proportion are you at the moment?
I'm working within a couple of clinics, or 3 clinics, doing my exercise physiology work, and I'm there probably about, let's say, maybe at the most, say about 10 to 12 hours a week doing that. So just bits and pieces, working as a contractor. And then on a Wednesday I head, because I'm on the Gold Coast, so on a Wednesday I head to Brisbane. I see a couple of patients, and then I go sailing for the day because that's what I love, and it's my celebration, and it nurtures me, and I'm with my friends, and I deserve that, and it gives me my freedom and my choice and all of that. And then I always make sure that I finish work on Friday, because I work Friday morning in a clinic. I always make sure that I finish by 12 o'clock so I can go and have a wonderful lunch with someone. And but my online work, I would do some probably 6 days a week, and that may vary from 1 hour to 4 hours. It just depends. I now have a plan. I was a bit haphazard when I started. I now have a plan for the month of what I'm going to do each day. I start off with a fairly, a good routine. I write in my journal some gratitudes. What am I grateful for today? What do I want to share with the world today? So I always have a plan, what I'm doing for the day, what I'd like to achieve for the day, how I'm going to celebrate that, what fun am I going to have today, because that's equally as important. Because the more fun you have, the more people, the more money you make, the more people are attracted into your life, and it's nurturing yourself. It's telling yourself that yes, that you deserve this, that you're worthy. But on the other hand, in my time that I've allocated to work in the clinic, I am 100% focused on my patients in the clinic. When I'm online, I am 100% focused on doing what I need to do while I'm online, and having the plan is essential. Otherwise, it would be very easy to sit around and do nothing and think I'll do it later, and that doesn't work for me.
Well, I've certainly noticed over the time that you've been evolving with this, how happy you seem, how it seems to be genuinely working for you. You've just given some great tips there. Is there anything in particular that if someone was thinking about starting something along these lines, that you think they should think about, consider before they start, or should expect, or that you wish that you'd known before you started?
Everything is wonderful in hindsight. When I started looking at online, I did spend a lot of money doing courses, online courses. I'd think, oh, that person is teaching how to do copywriting or Facebook marketing, and this person is teaching how to attract your high-end people, and this person is teaching you how to write e-courses. So I'd spend some money in different things, but none of it gelled together, and I found that very frustrating. So my advice is, first of all and foremost, know what you want to get out of this. Know what your values are. Absolutely need to know what's important to you, what are your values, what makes your heart sing. and then start searching, you know, and ask other people what works for you, and start looking online. As I said, the reason why I was attracted after spending all that money, what attracted me to this particular platform is that for a small monthly fee, you which is also an affiliate, you get everything. Everything is there. There is tens of thousands of dollars worth of stuff, and then there's the sport, so you work through it. So I am really grateful that I actually found this. Yes, have a plan. Think about what you want. Know what your values are, and don't. You know, you need to step outside your comfort zone a little bit, because if we all stay within our comfort zone, we stay living the ordinary life. So you've got to be willing to take a bit of leap of faith. Yeah.
And that's fantastic, Lauren. Great advice for anyone. There's many things that I wish that I'd known before, and I think you just about stated a lot of them. You learn as you go along, and it costs you money. Great if we can fast track it for some people. So thank you so much for talking with us today and sharing your story with Silver Sages. I really enjoyed speaking with you, and I hope that you enjoy watching the video.
Thank you so much, Jenny, and you've been a wonderful friend again over the years, and we will have to go and have another glass of wine at some stage or other.
Definitely. Wednesday afternoon.
Wednesday afternoon. You know where to find me.
I do indeed.